afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Miss. I introduce myself. My name is Grace Moniq Teresia Sitanggang, NIM 200005030025. Study program journalist. Here I want to present material 9 about verbal communication and communication skill with the topic of present, how to be good at communication thing verbal. Verbal communication is a form of communication that is conveyed by the communicator to the communicant in a written or oral manner. Verbal communication establishes a large portion because voice, ideas, talks, or declarations are easier to convey verbal than non-verbal. With the hope the communication but listeners and readers can more easily understand the message conveyed. conveyed. B. Characteristic of verbal communication. Number one, it is delivered verbal atau speaking or in writing. Two, the communication process is explicit and tends to the tone way. And C, the vacation of language as from verbal communication. Number one, naming. Naming is fundamental language function by referring to efforts to identify object, action, or people who mention their names. So, so that they can be referred to in communication. And two, interest. Interaction is this function can causes sympathy, and this function is the same as other function, namely signifying information and message that can lead to interaction between a person or a group. In three, information transmission means that languages are can also connect sensi, maaf, saya ulangin, transmission of information means that languages are a medium for conveying information to other people and language. Can also connect my problems to the present and the future. Legacy is also a medium for transmitting information at time. D. There are 6 factors that differentiate the fluency of communication. Verbal. Factor intelligence. Of people who have high intelligence usually have a lot of vocabulary, some pride to people who have their own intelligence. And 2, culture factor. Each culture difference language such as the Batak, Javanese, Sundanese, H, and 3, knowledge factor. Of people who have a lot of knowledge will encourage the person sign right to speak fluently with a lot of vocabulary. And for personal factor, have a shy or quiet nature who usually talks a little to others because they are not as easy to communicating. And 5, experience factor. Of people who communicate a lot, but talking to other people, individuals or masses will be able to speak fluently. And 6, bio, biological factor. There is a abnormality and abnormality that interferes with speaking and interpersonal communication barriers. Number 1, status effect. There is difference in the influence of school status owned by every human being. And 2, something problems. Something factor concerning the lazy acid by communicators as a tool to channel their thoughts and feelings to the communicant for the mass really. Pay attention to this semantic disorder because of pronunciation errors or errors in writing. Can I sit to misunderstanding or interpretation, which in turn can lead to miscommunication? And 3, perceptual distortion can be caused by different ways of thinking and narrow ways of, ways of understanding other people. And 40, cultural differentiation varies that occur due to differences in cultural, religion, and social environment. 5. Physical of difference. These barriers are caused by disturbances in the physical environment to the communication chains. Disturbances caused the media is to facilitate communication. 6. Purchase of communication channels. Disturbances caused by the media is to facilitate communication. Dan G. Characteristic of verbal communication. Maaf. Of strategies to improve interpersonal communication. Number 1, meet each other cat. And 2, empathy and like for a good person. And G, characteristic communication. Number 1, clear and short. It is simple, short and direct when the words that I said a little. Then I sense of sensation is also smile. And 2, vocabulary. In communication will not work if the sender of the message is unable to translate words and speech. And C, intonasi. A communicator is able to influence in the meaning of a message through transmit sound, emotion play a big role this tone of voice. Dan D, speed in speaking the speed in speaking the source of communication is also by speed and tempo proper type. Thank you.